What is up, guys? This is a tag response video from Mr. CMRetro Gaming himself. Chris tagged me in a video about the top 4 fighting games that you enjoy, and yeah, so I went ahead and compiled a few of them. It's ironic. I have a bunch of fighting games. I've been collecting a bunch of them, but still I have yet to play a lot of them, like Darkstalkers and Bloody Roar and all these other cool games. But yeah, I just haven't played a lot of fighters here in recent years as much. One exception. Alright, so first up, this was at the top of Mr. CMRetro Gaming list, but right now it's my 4th one on the list, and that is Street Fighter 2.
Round 2, fight!
So, Street Fighter 2, I remember when it came out and had a absolute blast at playing in the arcades, everything. I don't think I'm particularly skilled at any one person, really. I never really went for Ryu or Ken or anything, where most guys went with. Um, I usually went with Blanca. Loved the electric attacks and the him flying across the screen. And I also really loved Vega, how fast and quick he was and how he could jump around and just slash at you. So those are like my 2 favorite characters to use in Street Fighter 2. But awesome, obviously. I mean, this is a classic. And yeah, that is my number 4 fighter. Alright, another Super Nintendo game here. Obviously, these came out on Genesis as well. But I think I played it more on Super Nintendo. I was more of a Super Nintendo guy. I didn't really get a Genesis until really when I started getting more into the retro hobby here. My neighbor had it, but we mostly played on the SNES. So now I really prefer the one on the Nintendo 64. This one is fun as well, but the label's really ripped up on this one. But it is Clay Fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the combatants for this extravaganza. Ichabod Clay versus Helga.
Really love Clay Fighter. I know it's not the best fighter game, but I just loved like the art style and everything, with it being like claymation kind of characters. And one of my favorite was Ichabod Clay, scary nightmare. You know, just I don't know, just I loved Ichabod Clay. But in the 63 Clay Fighter 63 and a third on the N64, which I still have to track down, I played a lot of well, obviously Ichabod, but I also loved Santa Claus. Santa Claus is in there as a sumo wrestler, and yeah, he uses sumo attacks, and he had a candy cane called Cane Pain, and he when he'd land on, you'd call it the Kringle Crush, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of humor. That's what I liked about Clay Fighter. There was a lot of humor too about it. That unlike most of these other fighters, there was no humor pretty much. But Clay Fighter, I love how it had humor incorporated as well. And that is my number 3. I would say Clay Fighter 63 and a third, but yeah, Clay Fighter on this NES is not bad either. Alright, number 2. Getting down to the more difficult decisions here. Again, I don't think I'm particularly skilled at anybody in this, but I still loved playing this game. And I remember when it first came out in elementary school, when we used to have skate parties and everything, and the older kids would play this game to death at the arcade, and I would just watch and just be amazed. And that was Mortal Kombat, the original. The reason I chose this one is because it just had made such a impact. I mean, on the fighting game franchise, and went through a lot of crazy stuff with the ESRB. And like, hey, this stuff needs to be monitored, more. The fatalities and the blood and everything. Of course, the Genesis version obviously has the blood. I have the Super Nintendo version as well, but obviously, if you want the blood, go with the Genesis version. But yeah, so, oh, and my favorite character, he's on here. He's doing a fatality right here. That is Scorpion. I love Scorpion. I know a lot of people love SubZero. It seemed like growing up, most people preferred SubZero. I enjoyed him a lot. He's definitely like my second favorite, but I always love Scorpion with the harpoons coming out of his hands. Alright, now my number 1 fighting game. This was also on Chris Miller's list. That is the Tekken franchise, and this was the one that got me into it. Tekken 2. I love Tekken 2. I played the first Tekken. It seems so much harder, even when you put it on easy difficulty at the beginning. But anyway, really grew to love this franchise, and like the grabs, and I was just really impressed, like how you can grab somebody from the side, and it does one kind of grab, and you grab them from behind, that's a whole other kind of one, and there's unblockables and all kinds of fun stuff. But this is the one I started off with, but this is definitely my favorite one. Tekken Tag.
Round 2, fight!
Just was on CMRetro's list as well, I know. But this is a really awesome fighter. I love how you can tag opponents in and out, or your opponent does, and you as well, and fighters, and two on each side. And then I've tried the other modes too, like survival mode, and you just pick some of the ones. I know, like my trump card at the end, like if I really was, I would just spam this one attack from Law, the fiery spin kick. Try to survive in survival mode. But my main man was Yoshimitsu because he has the most unblockables. He's super fast. I love Yoshimitsu. He's awesome. Has a sword. That's probably why I first chose him anyway. And I would tag team alongside. I was very pissed off in, what was it, Tekken 4? They killed him off. Armor King. But I think they kind of brought him back or something. I don't know. But Armor King was awesome too. Wrestler. King was cool too, but then I discovered Armor King and like, I don't know, he looked cooler. I don't know. And then he does some of the same moves. And yeah. Anyway, Armor King was awesome. Anyway, but yeah, Tekken Tag is a phenomenal fighter game. Another mode I absolutely enjoyed with this game was the bowling. The bowling is phenomenal in this game. It's right up there with Wii Bowling. And the cool thing was you have different characters. They have different strengths in bowling. Some of the smaller characters, they might not bowl as quickly, but they're easier to control. Where the little dials go to aim the ball and get the speed right. But the faster ones, they throw it harder, but you had to be more quick on that. And the Jack characters, the robot characters, were amazing with bowling because you could laser sight where you wanted the ball to go essentially. And as long as you hit in the right areas of the speed and angle, you would get a strike. So awesome mini game for a fighting game franchise. I love all the Tekkens that I've ever played. It is my favorite franchise of any fighting game. You know, even above the classics like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Because yeah, just love it. Yeah, so that is my top 4. What is your top 4 fighters? You can just enter in the comments below, or if you want to do a video response, whatever. But I'm just curious to see what your 4 fighters of all time are that you enjoyed. I know there's so many fighters out there, so definitely look forward to reading your comments. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my buddy Chris on CMRetro Gaming if you haven't already. Most of you probably already are. But anyway, we'll see you later.